Hello, good evening, and welcome to my very first Thursday Light Languages, Angelic Reiki, and Healing Transmissions. So, what I'm just going to do, just for a moment, is I'm just going to make sure that my laptop is on, that I've got the group on my laptop, just in case anybody comments, because the comments never seem to show up here. I just seen a little orb fly past then. I don't know if any of you seen that. There's definitely not any flies around here or anything, but literally just a little orb just flew past my head. I love it when that happens. I've had some really amazing ones where I've seen quite big sort of balls of lights floating. So yeah, how is everyone? Let me know in the comments if you are watching this after or even on YouTube. So today, what I thought I would do is I would just do a little talk on how it feels to actually speak the light languages. So first of all, my name is Amy and I am a light languages channel. I also assist in activating others. So I do offer light languages activation coaching sessions. I am also an angelic Reiki master teacher and I do offer sessions in those as well. I do lots of fun workshops with my mum, who is a medium, and I will put links in the comments below so that you can see all of those after this. So first of all, what is light languages for me? So light languages for me, I would say it's like I am really connected to my soul. And for me, it feels like my soul's language. And I guess different channels will explain it in different ways, but this is the way that I perceive it. And I perceive it as if it's my soul that is speaking, and the guides are actually interacting with my soul and speaking through my soul, and that is expressed through my heart to you. So if you are watching, please can you say hello? If you have any questions or you would like me to channel something for you, please let me know. I would appreciate a specific question though, rather than a general, can you give me a message? Because when you ask a specific question, you do receive a specific answer. So if you do have a question, please let me know in the comments. Thank you. So today I'm going to talk about how it feels for me to actually speak the light language. So the light language is interdimensional spoken information. It can be dance, it can be written, it can be drawn. There's some amazing artwork out there. And yeah, for me, when I speak it, I'm going to do a light languages transmission in a little while. When I speak it, it feels extremely familiar. That's the only way to explain it. It feels more familiar than this language that I'm speaking now. This is my mother tongue, English. I can't speak any other languages, but it feels easier for me to speak light languages than it does for me to speak English, because it feels like when I speak it, I am just in the flow. It's light languages is as natural as breathing. That's the only way I can explain it, because it just, you don't think about it at all. It just happens. So another thing that I want to say about how it feels is it feels like home when I speak it. So I guess all my life I've kind of felt like I've wanted to go home. That's the only way I can explain it. I've had this feeling of not being at home. And when I speak the light language, it feels like I am at home. It feels like I have arrived because of that feeling of familiarity. And again, the feeling of speaking my mother tongue, because it just feels so natural. The main thing that I experience when I'm speaking the light languages, the main sensation in my body is that I feel like a heart opening. It just feels like my heart expands. That's the only way to explain it. So when I speak it as well, I find myself feeling extremely connected. So when I'm going about my like day-to-day work, you know, when I'm doing my day-to-day activities, I will sometimes hear a light languages transmission, like in my head, kind of, I guess. And then I'll receive a visual, okay, of one of my guides, or my angels, or I also receive visions that are, let's say, otherworldly. So it's almost like it's a bridge for me, a bridge of connection between this world and also other dimensions, interdimensional information. And it really helps me to connect with and receive contact and information from my guides. So I mean, yeah, that I would say that's probably the biggest thing that it's really helped me with. It is just amazing on so many levels, and I just want the whole world to experience it. So like I said, I'm gonna speak some of it in a minute, but the reason why I'm talking about this now is because when I speak the light languages, it activates something, right, in anybody that listens, because I know that that's what happened to me. That's how I started to speak the light languages. My friend came round to my house around 7 years ago, and she started speaking in the light languages, and I'd never heard it before. And I thought it was the weirdest, freakiest thing I'd ever heard, but I was so fascinated by it. And she's still a good friend of mine now, and I'm just like, I was just completely blown away by this language. Like, where did it come from? And yeah, whenever anybody hears it, it's activating something within you as well. So over time, the more you listen to it, I guess in that sense, it's like with any language, the more you listen to it, the more you start to understand it and you start to speak it. But the main thing is with this is that it's frequency, and it's through feeling that you receive frequency. So it's more about what does it make you feel rather than what is it actually saying. So yeah, I'm just going to see if I've got anything else. Yeah, so also another thing is it helps me to let go. So at this moment in time, I'm going through a lot of changes where people from my life are, I'd say, leaving. There's been a lot of changes in relationships and things like that where I felt like I needed to put boundaries in place. I feel like there's a lot of that going on in the collective right now. There's also a lot of people that are going through bereavements and a lot of changes in relationships, in that some people are leaving, but there's a lot of new souls coming in as well. That's something that I'm seeing, that new romantic relationships are being formed, for example. And also that, yeah, new friendships and things like that. So whenever there's a lot of change like this, it's to allow the new to come in. So one of the things that light languages allows me to do is to let go more easily, because when you speak light languages or when you hear light languages, it's, as I was saying earlier, there's a sense of connection between all things. So when you feel this sense of connection between all things, it helps you to really know that you can't ever lose anybody in truth. Sometimes we need to put boundaries in place, not because we don't love the person, but because we really do love the person. It's just that the dynamic is toxic and that it's just not working on some level. So it's really about that. Like you never really disconnected from anybody in truth, because we are all one at the core. So yeah, it helps me to just let go in that sense, and it helps me with things like forgiveness of myself, forgiveness of others. Light language, you can use it for everything, absolutely everything. And I use it for grounding as well, you know, to help me to connect with the earth. There's just not anything that you can't use it for. So in terms of how it makes me feel as well, it makes me feel very stable, like in myself. It gives me a sense of being safe. So a few years ago, I had really bad anxiety. I had really bad panic attacks and things like that. And that's when I started to, I didn't speak it at that point because it hadn't fully come through yet, but I was seeing it. I was seeing balls of light, okay, with my third eye. I was seeing balls of light. I was seeing shapes of light. I was seeing kind of lots of lines. So as I would walk through my old workplace, which was a call centre, as I would walk past different people, I would see different shapes of light around them and kind of beams of information being transmitted. So I would just walk in and I would just feel so many energies. And what I would do is I would kind of, I want to use the word manipulate this like light or this energy that was around me, not the other people's energy, but I realized I had this light that was around me as well. And I would just really call that back into myself. And you could also use the expression, this was like me claiming my power back. And I would just draw it back in, because what I realized I was doing is my energy was because I was hearing a lot of different conversations in this call center where people were really struggling and they were having these, you know, these conflicts with people, and they were, you know, just going through a lot emotionally. So the light languages also helped me to pull my energy back into myself and to not, you know, be giving it away in a sense. Because when we, you know, as an empath or as a sensitive, we constantly trying to help other people with our energy. So it gave me a much deeper insight into what energy looks like and what's happening in these places. We, you know, what's going on with all of these different energy and like how it's affecting me. Yeah, so I just want to check I've covered everything there. Yeah, so it feels very much for me, the light language as well. It feels like a warmth, okay? It feels sometimes like a fire. So as we were saying before, it feels like a big heart opening, but I get a sense of warmth, okay, in my chest. That's how it feels, especially when I've been speaking it for a while. Yeah, so what I'm going to do, I think, is I'm just going to check the comments, because I can hear that I'm getting some comments. I think I am anyway, I'm not too sure, but I can see that there's some people. So I'm just going to check. Hi, Diane. I think that's Diane there. Okay, and so what I'm going to do is I am going to do a transmission. And today I'm not going to put any words into this transmission, because what I want you to do, I don't want to condition it, is if you're watching, I want you to just feel, okay? I want you to feel what this transmission actually does in your body. And if you're watching this on YouTube, then I'd love for you to comment afterwards on how this transition, on how this transmission, I can't speak tonight. This is what I mean. The light languages and channel it is actually so much easier than trying to get words out, because at this time of the night, I'm so tired, but it's like when I'm channeling, it just comes, it's so easy. So what I want you to do is comment. What I'd invite you to do is just to comment afterwards if you feel called to say, how does this transmission make you feel? Okay, so I'm just going to invite you now then just to take a couple of deep breaths here. And just be really present with yourself. And just allowing your heart to open. And just to receive this transmission. Inta asahato astanakati shawalatsta inko nayesea hokaraka nayesea kiaro atsukora hanata sawara kosha Satore niahanto, siato, si atorana mahata. Sataruno kaye salakaronoko. Shawana haroka. Neyan mahatsiato. Ni atora mahaka. Ni ansanokorana. Nawataye. Naronotsaya. Itora hantaka nitora mahatietora. Siana karakasanta. Sioyata. Itukarontaya. Shanasinia. Siakotarana. Narono salatiema ena ina quieto. She awatsahaka. She atsiano natsi ernoka. Shun sakaroka. Anatsakiento. Ina I erona salakara. Anoaye na atiama. Sharana sataka. Shawana sakara no kotaya. Inatsiema. Samatora. Samiatora wana. Wanata ikan sakaruto. Taratosi enatu enahata. Shanatsaliana. Mayatora niako satara. Kieto karanta. Nea suantara. Nokara. Ochanatiama ena ora. Nealawata. Siantor ekasia. Shanatora mahata. Teya nokora nahaka. Siwiatoka ena miata. Ni utara hota. Setaranata. Setaranata inoka iwana. Iwana tora. Shantaratie. Utaranahikora. Selata. Selatora. Inatsakara kodaya. And now just setting the intention to really receive that transmission. And when you receive that, when you receive something, it means to embody it. An embodiment means to bring it into your physicality. Embodiment means to live what you have received. So just allowing that transmission to move through your system and just sending that transmission through every cell of your body. Ewian sahakiatoke ena noata ino ora hatea ni atsutoka ina mota itora isata ni andora ikanota ritea inchutora itun mahata inakota. Now just come in gently back into the space. And just taking a couple more deep breaths here. So how do you feel after that? So please write a comment in the comments below. If you are watching this on YouTube, please let me know. Also, I would just invite you to join my Facebook group if you are watching on YouTube, and then you can interact with me every Tuesday and every Thursday at 7. I will be here doing angelic Reiki transmissions and also light languages, activations and healing. We'll be talking a lot more about the light languages. So again, if you have any questions about that, please by all means let me know. I do offer one-to-one sessions for angelic Reiki and also for light languages activation, and I will put a link to those below. And on a Sunday I will be starting to do spiritual Sundays with my mum, where we will be doing live card pulls and also talking a lot more about the angels. So if you have been watching this evening, thank you very much, and I hope to see you soon.